It's Tuesday morning and I've just come out to water the beds and I found that something has just completely decimated this row of leaf crop. It seems to have eaten right down to the stem. You can see there, this is what I've picked up, a whole handful of greens. We'll be able to eat those ourselves. We'll cut the bottoms off and give them a good wash and have them for lunch, but yeah, gutted. I guess this is just part of it. I'm not exactly sure what it is, whether it's a hare or a rabbit. Don't think a possum would have. I guess I'll have to keep an eye out for any signs of life and then try and figure out how we stop it happening again. This is our irrigation controller. It isn't getting its permanent power and just draining the 9-volt backup battery. So every 3 or 4 days, the battery goes flat and the irrigation stops. So we're gonna have a look at it. I think there's a couple of dry solder joints there and we'll try and fix it. So there's probably 5 different approaches I take to getting something going. So the first thing I look at is, can I fix it? If I pull it apart, is it obvious what's wrong with it? And that will depend on your expertise. And can I get it going? The second one is, can I botch it up? So can I temporarily make it work, or can I retrofit another part onto it to get it to go? The third one is, can I get it repaired? So if it's outside of my expertise, can I take it to someone relatively cheaply who can look at it and get it sorted? The fourth one is, can I get a second-hand part? So is there a part which is similar that I can buy second-hand or used that I can use to make this thing work? And the last resort is, do I buy a new one? Now that's not preferable because it takes a lot of money to buy things new. We tend to err on the side of the more expensive equipment because it generally lasts longer and it's less prone to failure, although it does happen. So buying a whole new part can be quite expensive, and it's not something that we look at. So with this irrigation controller, I'm going to try and resolder some of the joints that look a bit iffy. And then if I can't get that going, I know it still operates with 9-volt battery, so maybe I'm looking at putting a rectifier in and a little transformer or something to bring it down so it's just running on the 9-volt pseudo battery power off the 240-volt power, and that's quite easy to do. I don't think that's going to be very expensive at all. I'm not really looking at getting a new controller or sending it away to someone to have a look at it. So they're my 2 options. So I'll resolder it, I'll put it back in, and we'll see if it works. All right, it's back together. Let's give it a try. Doesn't look good. There was another part in there which I might replace, and other than that we might try and bodge it up. I'll let you know next week how I go. We got a delivery of wood chips as well, which we bartered for some food, so it's perfect. And I've spent every spare bit of time I have putting it down in our pathways. So we raised these beds up with about 100 ml of compost, which left a ditch, and now I filled that ditch in with wood chip. And what that will do is that will soak up any moisture that seems to come here. With this land, it's sand over clay, so anything over about 20 millimeters of rain and it just runs off. So all of our strategies is about capturing that water and putting it back into the soil, and so the wood chips is part of that. The byproduct is it keeps the beds nice and clean, so you don't have to wash the produce as much, which means it lasts longer, it tastes better. And also we use predominantly drip irrigation here and drip tape, and what happens is it tends to kind of move on the bed and fall off the sides if it's a raised bed. So this wood chip will also keep it in the bed as well, instead of falling off a mound. So lots of benefits. I'm really excited to see how it goes and if it's going to do its job. Everything's a trial, of course, so we're not stuck to any one thing, so it could change, but at this stage I'm really happy with it. And when the big rains come in summer, we'll see how it goes. And that's about it for this week. So I'll leave it here, and I'll catch you next week. If, like always, if there's anything that you want us to kind of drill down into or talk about more, just put a comment in, and we can have a chat about it. Talk soon. Catch up.